السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أهلا وسهلا بكم مرة أخرى مع منصة البث المباشر محافظة الإسكندرية. طلابي الأعزاء الصف الثالث الإعدادي. آه، معكم دكتور إبراهيم حمدي. نستكمل مع بعض what we started last week about unit 11 media now and in the past. احنا last week we started part 1. And today, inshallah, we continue with part two and we finish the unit. Okay. زي ما اتعودنا in every session دايما we start with clarifying the points اللي احنا we will cover in the session. برضو in this session we will identify and use some new vocabulary about the media and its related jobs. كمان هنتعلم أو هنراجع مع بعض how to report statements. I mean how to change statements from direct into indirect speech, where we are going to answer some multiple choice questions on new vocabulary. We will end up our session writing a biography paragraph about a famous person. أنا عندي في السيشن دي أو في البارت ده عندنا 4 points that we are going to cover. أول point, identifying and using some new more vocabulary about the media and its related jobs. كمان we are going to review how to report statements from direct into indirect speech. كمان we are going to answer some multiple choice questions on the new vocabulary, where we will end up our session with writing a biography paragraph about a famous person. طيب تعالوا مع بعض كده نشوفوا أو نبدأوا بالlanguage part اللي هو changing statements، يعني جمل خبرية not questions not imperative sentences from direct into indirect. اوكي. البارت الاولاني اللي احنا هنغطيه النهارده اللي هو reporting speech، يعني changing sentences اللي هي ال statements مش ال questions ولا ال imperative sentences from direct into indirect. في كده introduction بيقولها لنا البوك بتاعنا الستودنت بوك بتاعنا، بيقول لنا when we report what a person said دايما we use a reporting verb. يعني ايه؟ يعني في verb main verb بتاع الجملة اللي هي be reported اسمه ال reporting verb. ده gives the meaning of say، يعني say tell explain state point out، كل دي بيسموها reporting verbs. لأن أكيد أنا بنقل كلام شخص فأنا محتاج أقول هو قال. فأي verb that gives me the meaning of say must be used. وبعدين if the main verb اللي هو said ده is in the past tense فده will necessitate، هيحتم علينا إن إحنا change كل ال tenses that follow it، لأن لازم ال statement يبقى ال tenses اللي فيها must agree with each other، وده إحنا بنسميه ال tense agreement. يبقى when we report what a person said we use a reporting verb like say, tell, explain, and we change the tenses one tense further back. يعني إيه؟ يعني we change the present into past and we change the past into past perfect. We move back. في كمان demonstratives زي this becomes that, these become those. وفي كمان adverbs of time and place change زي today تبقى that day, now becomes when, becomes then, tomorrow, the following day or the next day, yesterday, the day before, or the previous day, last week, the week before, the previous week, next week, the week after, the following week. Uh, here becomes there, and ago becomes before. يبقى في several changes that the statement goes through when it is changed from direct into indirect. يبقى مرة تانية احنا when we report a statement from a direct into indirect, أول حاجة we use a reporting verb like said, told, explained. وبعدين we change the tense of the statement from present into past and from past into past perfect. بعدين we change the demonstratives زي this becomes that, these becomes those, and adverbs of time and place زي today becomes that day, now becomes that then or at that moment, here becomes there. Okay, طيب let's have a look at an example ونشوفوا ازاي it is changed from direct into indirect. طيب ال direct statement اللي هي بتبقى between quotation marks زي ما احنا شايفين كده الاكزامبل اللي قدامنا يقول لنا the park is the biggest in Egypt. Okay, the park is the biggest in Egypt. طيب احنا we will report this statement starting with ايه؟ هنبدأ ب the governor said. The governor said. طيب خلاص كده انا مفروض اللي جاي بعد said ده يبقى indirect speech. said that is in the past فهقول that, using that is optional يعني you can use or you can drop it out. انتوا احرار في استخدامها او عدم استخدامها. The governor said that the park هنا اضطريت I change the verb is into past عشان يحصل التنس agreement اللي انا قلت لكم عليه ان الجملة ما ينفعش تبدأ ب past وبعدين all of a sudden كده it shifts into present. لا لازم طالما I start in the past I continue in the past. إلا بقى لو كان said just now، لو الجملة اللي between quotation marks بتدل على fact فدي أنا لازم I leave it as it is. طيب نشوف مرة تانية. يبقى أنا the governor said that the park was، اضطريت إن أنا I change is into was the biggest in Egypt. طب جميل. شوفوا next example. يقول لي there will be over 100 new jobs next year. جميل. دي كده الدايركت ستيتمنت اللي هي موجودة between quotation marks. طيب هعمل فيها ايه؟ قال لي ابدأ ب the owner explained. برضو explained ده يعتبر reporting verb. reporting verb. طالما بدأت ب the owner explained يبقى لازم الستيتمنت بتاعتي undergoes ال changes اللي بتحصل لأي indirect statement. طيب there أو the owner explained that there would be إيه اللي حصل هنا؟ إحنا برضو we have changed will be into the past form. طب ليه؟ لأن هو الستيتمنت بدأت ب explained. يبقى the owner explained that there would be over 100 new jobs next year. Okay. طب نشوف الإكزامبل التالت. The park has taken over 3 years to build. جميل. دي كده الدايركت ستيتمنت. عرفتها ازاي؟ ما بين الكوتيشن ماركس. طيب عايز change into indirect، هنبدأ ب the owner told us. told us برضه ده ماضي، يبقى كل اللي جاي وراه must be in the past. أيوه زي ما هو الناس بتقول أهو، has هتبقى had. right. يبقى the owner told us that the park had taken over 3 years to build. جميل خالص. كده احنا أظن we have had a nice idea about how to change a statement from direct into indirect. طيب let's move on to clarify برضو some of the words أو adverbs والdemonstratives اللي احنا change from direct into indirect. جميل أهو. موجود فوق أهو if the reporting verb said is in the past tense tenses change from present to past. جميل. وكمان the following words change from to. يعني this becomes that. These becomes those. دول demonstratives. Yesterday becomes the day before. Type tomorrow becomes the following day. Ago changes into before. Now becomes then. Last week, the week before. Next week, the following week. Great. أنا كده عرفت إزاي الكلمات دي تحول from direct into indirect. طب إحنا عايزين بقى نطبق اللي إحنا we apply what we have said about changing the statement from direct into indirect to real examples. طب نشوف كده. يقول لي number one أول exercise will complete the following sentences with the correct form of the words between brackets. طيب number one بتقول لي he said that he احنا قلنا لازم يبقى في tense agreement. فكروا loves fish is loves fish correct؟ هنشوف دلوقتي. طيب number two بيقول لي he tells us هنبصوا بعد كده that she didn't come early. جميل didn't come early واضح ان في something wrong، في tenses متغيرة في الجملة، في shift حصل without any introduction. طيب number three he said that the school isn't very good. برضه the same problem اللي احنا شفناها في example 1 و 2. ونمبر 4 she explained that the world is warming. the same problem اللي احنا بنتكلم عنها، عدم وجود tense agreement in the statement أو in the sentence. 5 she said that they were playing now. هنا في عندي adverb of time في مشكلة، الكلام كله is in the past. Number 6 she said just now that she would buy a mobile tomorrow. just now أنا قلت لكم من لحظات كده إن it means that the tenses don't change. عشان كده لو بصيتوا at the end of this sentence the word tomorrow hasn't changed. Number 7 بيقول he explained to me that I had to study hard. Okay. She said that them visited Aswan. هنا في problem with the use of pronoun. Number 9 the teacher said that the earth أكيد دي scientific fact went around the sun. هنا بقى في مشكلة كبيرة. The number 10 the witness reported that he had seen the thief برضه yesterday. the problem is with the adverb of time. نشوف كده مع بعض. he said that he طبعا loves تحولت ل loved عشان يحصل التنس agreement اللي كنا بنتكلم عنه ان said is in the past، فالمفروض ان ال following word كمان يبقى past زيها بالظبط. طيب number 2 برضو he told us عشان the rest of the sentence that she didn't come. Number three, he said that the school wasn't. Crash isn't. And you said, plus it in the past. Number four, she explained that the world was warming. برضو I started in the past, I must finish or continue in the past. Five, she said that they were playing then. طبعا ما ينفعش I leave now as it is لأن الكلام كله reported فلازم تبقى reported زيهم from now into then. Number six, she said just now. Just now هنا means إن أنا I will not change the following sentences لأن الكلام ده لسه حاصل. يبقى she said just now that she will buy. And هنا I will not change the tense. Seven, طبعا he told me in a few object. Eight, she said that they ده كده subject to pronoun مش object ما ينفعش them. Number nine, the teacher said that the earth هنا الجملة بقى is a fact, a general truth. وفي الحالة دي ما ينفعش I change the sentence, I change the tense from present into past. لأن لو قلت the teacher said مع إن هو قال فعلا the earth went ده معناه إن ال earth has stopped going around the sun يعني life has come to an end. طيب number 10 the witness reported that he had seen the thief طبعا ما ينفعش yesterday أنا بغير ال adverb of time from yesterday into the day before. جميل أظن يعني lesson is clear now. Okay طيب we move on to the next reading part هو is a small one but it's very interesting. Uh, it is about the mother of all broadcasters. The word broadcaster اللي هو the person who presents a program uh, on the radio. Okay. Uh, في some questions we are going to read first وبعدين هنشوف التكست مع بعض ونحاول نوصل answers للquestions دي. Why was صفية المهندس called the mother of all broadcasters? عرفنا broadcaster, a broadcaster اللي هو person who presents a program or who presents news uh, in the radio. Type number two, how did her father help her? Number three, this is a critical question, critical thinking question. What do you think the qualities, يعني characteristics that make a good broadcaster are? Okay. Number four, the word A is a synonym for the word graduate. I graduated from the university 23 years ago. Okay. Number five, a is a person who studies languages. Journalist or linguist or newsreader, witness studies languages. I think it's clear يعني. It's very close to the word languages. Number six, this text is part of a TV news program, a biography and a life story, ولا short story ولا notes board. طيب let's read together the text that the mother of all broadcasters. Egyptian radio broadcasting started in 1934. It was the first broadcast in Africa, the whole Arab world. Safiya al-Muhandis was the first female voice on the radio. Safiya was born in 1922 in Cairo. Her father was a famous linguist. He encouraged Safiya to read Arabic books and novels. Sophia also studied English literature at the university and graduated from the Faculty of Arts in 1945. In 1947, Sophia joined the Egyptian radio, and she was the first female radio presenter. Sophia presented programs for women and for children. Her most famous program, Housewives, presented news, educational advice, and drama for the whole Egyptian family. Sophia was very kind and helpful to all radio broadcasters. She helped everyone, and so she was called the mother of all broadcasters. Sophia was head of the radio broadcasting from 1975 until she retired in 1982. As you can see, a biography full of events, how rich it is. Okay, I read it again and try to uh, take down notes of the answers that we need at the beginning. Like Egyptian radio broadcasting started in 1935. This is the radio, the Egyptian uh, radio. As you can see, it's very early. It was the first broadcast in Africa and in the whole Arab world. Safia Al-Muhandis was the first female voice on the radio. كلمة female, of course, you know, woman. Safia was born in 1922 in Cairo. Her father was a famous linguist. He encouraged, يعني pushed Safia to read Arabic books and novels. Safia also studied English literature at the university. شايفين بقى اللي يدرس English حاجة important ازاي. So I advise you all to join the Faculty of Arts and study English. And graduate from the Faculty of Arts in 1945. In 1947, Safia joined the Egyptian radio, and she was the first female radio presenter. Presenter اللي هو someone who presents programs on the radio or on TV. مقدم يعني برامج. Safia presented programs for women and for children. Her most famous program, Housewives, presented news, educational advice, and the drama for the whole Egyptian family. Sophia was very kind and helpful to all radio broadcasters. She helped everyone, and so she was called the mother of all broadcasters. Sophia was the head of the radio broadcasting الإذاعة يعني from 1975 until she retired, until she stopped working in 1982. طيب شوف الانسرز مع بعض. Why was Safia Al-Muhandis called the mother of all broadcasters? طبعا because Safia Al-Muhandis was the first female voice on the radio. طيب how did her father help her? واضح جدا ان هو how did her father help her? No, he encouraged her by giving her advice, by helping her to join the Faculty of Arts. Type number 3, what do you think the qualities that make a good broadcaster are? They should be good at languages, طبعا. They should be clever, and they should be sociable. Number 4 is a synonym for the word graduate. طبعا graduate means finish university. Number 5, a linguist is a person who studies languages. Yes, this text is part of a biography. Let's move on to a multiple choice question برضو عن الفوكاب اللي احنا we have gone through so far. Number 1 is to leave a job or stop working. because of old age. Answers مع بعض. Number 2, a person who specializes يتخصص يعني in languages is a 4 choices. Number 3 is to send a program or some information by radio or TV. برضو 4 choices. Number 5, A is the person who rules a city or an area. Rules يعني controls يعني يحكمها بحكم فيها. Number 5 means to use something again. برضو عندي 4 choices. Number 6, Ali was the only one who saw the accident. Ali was the only. عندي 4 choices. Witness, innocent, guilty, crime. 7, he was able to mend the pipe. We can replace يعني change mend with 4 choices برضه. Mix, oxen, fix, prepare. 8, my father was because my young brothers made so much noise. Cross ولا cross ولا happy ولا lazily. 9, unfortunately and unluckily طبعا واضح جدا. و 10, we add the suffix dots to the noun to make the to كذا to change the verb govern into a noun. Okay. طب نشوف كده الانسرز مع بعض. A is to leave a job. هي طبعا retire. طيب number 2, a person who specializes in languages اللي هو عالم بتوع اللغات linguist لغوي يعني. Number 3 is to send a program or some information by radio طبعا broadcast. 4, A is the person who rules a city the governor. 5 means to use something again اللي هو recycle معروفة خلاص الورد دي. 6, Ali was the only one who saw the accident. يبقى Ali was the only witness. Yes. He was able to mend the pipe. Number 7. Can replace mend with طبعا fix يصلح. My father was معناها angry اللي هي cross. و9 unfortunately and unluckily الاثنين the same meaning يبقوا synonyms. و10 we add the suffix or to form the noun from govern. Okay. Right. And now we move on to the last part. Write a biography of 110 words on a famous person you like. زي ما شفنا كده البيوجرافي about صفية المهندس. عاوزكم برضو to gather, collect as much information as you can about a famous person. Please don't write about Muhammad Salah because خلاص يعني احنا it's enough. يعني try to think of something new. Uh, like your father. على فكرة your father could be a famous person, like a famous scientist. This doesn't mean that Muhammad Salah is not a famous person. Muhammad Salah is a very famous person and we all love. But خلاص احنا we have seen يعني most of you write about him. We need a change. Uh, it was a very nice session actually, and I really enjoyed having you for this uh, short time. Happy feast. See you next, inshallah, after the feast. بس Mr. Sahar will continue where I will see you, inshallah, on revision session as God wishes. Thank you very much for your kind hearing. See you. Goodbye.